I think mainly aimed at some of the daytime programs. But good to hear again, I think, Madness and their version of Our House. And John, always on the case, has been out checking out some of the Christmas parties around town. As you can imagine, all the record companies have parties at Christmas time at this time of year, and with one thing and another, I never managed to get to them, and there's various other functions, but you've actually managed to sneak out to a function this evening. Who was that for?
It was for Honey Magazine, and it was in Covent Garden, and I went down there in my rainproof clothing, and I walked in there. A woman actually came up to me quite seriously and grabbed hold of it. I got this thing. They're called something like cagoules. Is that what they're called? Which sounds, well, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, I was wearing one of those, and she said something like, "Oh, you can't come into Covent Garden in one of these." And there were one or two people of that nature there, and there was a bloke all in evening dress who came up, and the editor of the magazine, who's a most amiable woman, said, I expect he was called Nigel, or I can't remember exactly, he said, it's one of those situations I said to you before where you'd love to be a hooligan, because I'd love to have just decked him on the point.
What did he do then?
He just said, Nigel, this is John Peel, and he sort of like held his hand out, but at the same moment turned away to talk to somebody else, and he'd love to just whack like that. Sorry, pal, oh dear, blood all over everywhere, never mind, you know. And it's just one of those things that's really irritating, really made me cross. But it's quite a good dude.
Didn't ruin the party for you, though?
Didn't ruin the party, no. Jeff Dexter, who some of your older listeners will remember from playing records at the Roundhouse in Chalk Farm many years ago, was doing the DJing, and it was almost like listening to the Mike Reed programme, you know. It was all sort of Herman's Hermits records and stuff like that. You remember the 1960s? But it was quite
No,
nice.
I don't actually.
No, well, you wouldn't, of course. No,
as you well know. And John's brought in a couple of guests for his programme, or actually you found them outside.
I found them waiting out, waif-like in the streets they were, you know, like rattling little tins kind of thing, like you got 10p for a cup of coffee, except these days it's if you got 50p for a cup of coffee, Jimmy.
Yes, they are two members of Aberdeen's internationally famous APB.
Hi.
Hi, boys. Just so that everybody in Scotland knows you're here, say hello.
Hello.
Right.
Oh, very ethnic, that hello. And of course, as everybody knows, you're Scottish these days as well.
This is true,
Yeah.
as everybody knows.
So I better leave, eh?
I think so. What do you think? Do you think you should leave?
The token Englander.
This is Theatre of Hate, then. Do you want to mention your sessions tonight?
Yes, well, of course, you've got this Theatre of Hate session, and but we've got Spear of Destiny, who are the band that, you know, Theatre of Hate had turned into subsequently. But I think at the same time it's quite interesting. You know, people are interested in history and prehistory and things like that, and I think it's quite important that you keep digging up the past.
We did this deliberately to complement your
I think,
programme.
you know, the way you dig up the past like this, and King Trigger, I think, have broken up as well, haven't they? Are they one of yours?